So E3 is right around the corner, and so is Nintendo's presentation. Everybody's excited for Smash Bros, and so am I. Everybody's made a list of the top 10 characters they want in Smash, so I thought it'd be fun to make a list of top 10 characters that won't be in Smash Bros. Some quick ground rules: they have to be characters that are kind of highly requested and are not completely off the walls. At the top of the list, I put Paper Mario. Going off on a tangent first, if you want Paper Mario in Smash, fuck you. I love the Paper Mario games. Thousand Year Door is one of my favorite games in general. But Paper Mario is boring, and he'd be a boring fighter in Smash. You know why people love Paper Mario? Why Paper Mario is a character you want to see? Because of every other character that wasn't Mario in those games. The great writing, how they play off the situation. That's what makes Paper Mario's character so special and the series so special. You know who doesn't have characters in those games? Mario. Them adding Paper Mario is just not likely to me. However, it is a first-party character and decently highly requested, so I'm putting it at the top of my list for most likely of these unlikely choices to make it in. Personally, I don't think Paper Mario would be very interesting, and yes, he could theoretically have a different moveset from Mario, but I don't think they want to put in another Mario to begin with. As well, I don't really see them wanting to represent a Mario spin-off series, but maybe. You knew it was coming. You knew as soon as you clicked on the video, he was going to be brought up. Now, I know what you're thinking, and I'm not going to go there. I don't think Ridley is too big for Smash. Of course, you can always size him down like a Bowser situation, but I actually disagree with that. I want him to retain his size to some degree. I want a big fighter in Smash. But if Ridley isn't announced at E3, I will go into how that makes sense in another top 10 video. Hopefully before Nintendo's E3 happens, but I'm lazy, and this is already late, so probably not. So, why isn't Ridley getting in if he isn't too big? Well, because Nintendo thinks he's too big. It seems to me that Ridley is exclusively seen as a boss character or a stage hazard when it comes to Smash, and I don't really see a way that such a big character could work, because they have big dummy brains. To add to this, it actually seems more likely that they would have Dark Samus as the next Metroid rep, especially with Prime 4 coming up. And admittedly, I don't know a lot about Dark Samus. Maybe his, I don't know, moveset would be way different, but I'm gonna guess that it would be a semi-clone moveset if she was implemented. It would be easier to do, it would appease the fans, and they're probably gonna go with that option. Number 8, I put Lucina. Strangely enough, I see a good amount of people disagree with me on this, even saying that Corrin is more likely to be cut. You're wrong. Lucina doesn't have a reason to be there, and I say that as someone who liked playing her. I have no bias against her character either, because I don't play Fire Emblem. Sorry if I just alienated someone there, but, just never played them. Even as clones go, she has literally nothing different to offer. Roy is considered a clone... Really, bitch? But the difference between Roy to Marth to Lucina to Marth is that Roy actually has different moves. Yes, many of his moves are copied from Marth or have a similar type deal to them, but he does have different moves, like his Dare and his Jab, at least in Smash 4. That's what I'd call a semi-clone. Lucina is just a clone, a complete copy of the character with one single aspect changed. Similar to Dark Pit, except there's actually more different with Dark Pit than there is with Lucina. I just don't see her coming back. She seemed like a slot filler character. Number 7, I put Shadow the Hedgehog and other third-party characters. The amount of people that ask for this character is insane. Look, Shadow is a cool character and all.
Oh god.
Okay, he's cool design-wise, but for one, why would Sonic be the one to get a second guest character? If anything, I feel like something like Street Fighter would. Maybe we'll see Akuma. But my main point here is that I don't think second guest characters... They're all unlikely. I don't think anyone getting a second guest character is likely, and I don't like to use this point because I think it's fucking stupid. I feel like they'd want to put their time towards an actually new representative. Now, one character getting in doesn't mean another won't. That's my philosophy anyway. Besides that, I just think they see guest characters as a way to celebrate another series in a way that doesn't butt into the fact that it is a Nintendo fighting game, or a party game as some chimps like to call it. As such, they'll have mostly their first-party characters, and all the third-party characters get stuck with one representative for their series. And I don't think we'll be seeing a difference in that anytime soon. Next on the list, I put Shovel Knight. I've had many a heated debate on whether Shovel Knight is going to be in Smash Bros. A lot of people seem to think because he has an amiibo and has been on Nintendo systems and his game is highly rated, that he has a good chance of getting into Smash. You're kidding, right? What are you, fucking stupid? Not only are there so many highly rated indie games on Nintendo systems, but a character like Shovel Knight is just not what I think Sakurai and his team look for in third-party characters. Outside of Bayonetta, because she was the ballot winner, think of all the third-party characters so far. Sonic, Mega Man, Pac-Man, Ryu. Ryu? I don't know. What do they have in common? They are all, in some respect, gaming icons. Some of these characters are so well known that they even go into pop culture. Shovel Knight just doesn't match either of these descriptions. And yes, I'm gonna go there, I don't think he's popular enough either. Sometimes you have to look outside the sphere of gaming and realize that pretty much any casual person is not gonna know who Shovel Knight is. The day I see an indie character in Smash Bros. Is the day I swallow a stick of deodorant. Nintendo just does not look for indie games when they're talking about third-party representatives. It's not gonna happen. And lastly, no, him having an amiibo doesn't mean he's likely for Smash. If they were to put him in Smash, I'm pretty sure they'd make him a new amiibo to fit their Smash Bros. Amiibo line. But beyond that, there are now other third-party characters that have amiibos that are also just as unlikely. Speaking of... Number 5, I put Solaire, or really any Dark Souls character. Come on guys, this is fucking dumb. Dark Souls is not going to be in Smash. What are you, stupid? To begin with, what Dark Souls character has any kind of popularity big enough to be the face of Dark Souls? Oh yeah, no one. If I was stretching, and I mean really stretching, Solaire would kind of be a face for Dark Souls. Praise the Sun is a pretty well-known gesture in the gaming community, and maybe some people who haven't played Dark Souls or don't know what Dark Souls is would at least recognize the gesture or the name. Does that mean he deserves a spot, or that any Dark Souls character deserves a spot? No, if anything, that confirms he doesn't. Dark Souls is simply not iconic enough in any form to be in Smash Bros. And furthermore has no actual face of the franchise to work with. As well, and I know Dark Souls is a very well-known series in the gaming community, you have to remember that they look to the casual crowd too when they pick their third-party characters. Outside of people who keep up with gaming, I don't think any of them would know what Dark Souls is. And you gotta remember, Smash Bros. Is a giant series. It has a very big casual crowd, and a lot of them don't know a lot of gaming-centric characters. They know stuff like Mario, Sonic, Ryu. Again, think about it. Street Fighter, series ingrained in pop culture. Pac-Man, series ingrained in pop culture. Even Solid Snake, a character ingrained in gaming culture, a gaming icon. Dark Souls just doesn't match up to these, and doesn't have a face to work with. Number 4, Greninja. I meant to put this one higher on the list, and you can probably tell. This is more like a 50-50 chance on getting cut or not. Good lord. I don't think Greninja is going to come back. I feel like he was just there to be promotion and kind of have a recent Pokemon in there. That said, I wouldn't have put him on the list just for that. The reason he's here is I think a new Pokemon rep is going to take the water type role. Charizard is probably staying, Pikachu is definitely staying, Jiggs is definitely staying, but I think that the next actual rep is going to be the Owl Pokemon Grass type thing for a Sun and Moon rep. Fuck, what's his name again? Let me look at this. Desaudai? Desuai? Yeah, sure. And then I think the water rep for Smash 5 will be the water starter for Gen 8 of Pokemon, which I think we're going to see at E3 or before the release of Smash 5. This is probably the boldest claim I'm going to make on this list, but I really do think they're going to promote Gen 8 with a Smash character. It wouldn't be the first time they put a Smash character in ahead of the game release, and I think Greninja is just going to be the collateral damage in the wake of that. I'm very sorry to break it to you, but Snake isn't coming back. Some people seem to think that because he's a mature character and swears a lot and is tied to violence, that he's not going to get in. These people are morons. The issue isn't that Snake is from a mature series or that he's a swearing violent badass. It's that Konami couldn't care less, and the reason Snake was even in Smash, Kojima, does not own the rights to Snake anymore. Kojima being buddy-buddy is the entire reason Snake was even in Brawl. Kojima is gone from Konami, and Konami kept the rights. So okay, Kojima is gone. But hey, if Nintendo asked Konami, I'm sure they'd let them use Snake, right? I wouldn't get my hopes up. Current Konami, for a lack of a better term, is brain dead. They have no respect left for their IPs. They just don't care. They're bitter and they're weird, and they're not going to do anything cool with Snake anymore. Let alone let Nintendo use him. Frankly, I don't think Nintendo is going to be the one to call them up. Number 2. Goku. You guys really got me with this one. It's a big joke around the community to say they want Goku in Smash, but strangely enough, there's a lot of people who genuinely think he'll get in. Guys, come on. Smash Bros, for now at least, is a gaming-only event. I don't think we're gonna see any anime, TV, movie, comic characters in it. I just don't. And yes, Goku has been in many video games. A lot of them aren't that good though. But he is not a video game character. Stop. Now, would it be cool if Goku was in Smash? Yeah, that'd probably be cool. But it's not happening. I don't care if Funimation made that tweet. I don't care if he's highly requested. I don't care if he'd be cool. The rights would be a bit of a mess to get him in, and it's probably not worth it. Even further, I feel like putting in a character that's not a video game character is a bit out of line for them. Honestly, don't have much else to say there. I feel like that makes my point well enough. Goku isn't happening. Naruto isn't happening. Stop. But it would be cool. Before I get to number 1 here, I had some honorable mentions. Just gotta open up this paper. Shit. Hold on, I'm getting it. There we go. Honorable mentions. Genos. Yeah, I mentioned him earlier, but he's not getting in. Rayman. I know Ubisoft and Nintendo are all good now, or whatever, but I don't think Rayman has the popularity to be in Smash Brothers. Shantae. Same argument as Shovel Knight. Number 1. Sans. What kind of sick person wants this? Who did it? Who did it? This is by and large the most stupid, idiotic, and frankly uncool choice I have ever seen for a Smash character that wasn't an ironic suggestion. But let's break it down. The argument is about the same as Shovel Knight. This indie character with no real reason to be in Smash is not getting in. What's wrong with you? You bump your head or something? Furthermore, no one even wants a big old skeleton in Smash. What's he gonna do? Scare me to death? Have a 206 hit jab? Realistically, this guy has no moves to pull from. And yes, I know, there are characters in Smash with basically no moves themselves that did just fine. But my point is, when it comes to third-party characters, I like to think that they throw in as many throwbacks and references to the series it's from as possible. There's really nothing to call back to when it comes to Sans. What, is he gonna throw a Temmie? I'm sorry, but it's just a lame character to want. And I'm sorry if you do want him, because I'm sorry you have bad taste and you have to live with that, but it would not be a fun inclusion. Besides maybe getting a laugh out of me, just because of the absurdity that they put this stupid fucking character in Smash. And all the internet jokes came true, it would quickly be replaced with dread. Well, that's all, folks. Yep. Until next time, or something, I will see you. Yeah.